Welcome to AI World TV, your go-to destination for everything artificial intelligence. Discover the captivating landscape of AI, where advanced technology finds real-life application. Subscribe to AI World TV for webzine articles, reports, podcasts, videos, live events, and latest trends. Hear from top industry leaders and discover how AI is transforming industries and our daily lives.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really cutting through the noise. We're focusing purely on strategic action. We're diving deep into, well, a pretty comprehensive analysis on AI business strategies and, real-world applications. This isn't theory. It's not future tech we're just dreaming about. It's about how companies are fundamentally restructuring, like right now, for competitive advantage.
It's exactly right. What this research really hammers home is that AI, it's decisively moved past that whole experimental phase. It's now the critical driver of fundamental business transformation. Seriously. So the central question for leaders today isn't really, should we adopt AI? It's more like, are we adopting it effectively, to ensure sustainable growth?
And the urgency, it feels immediate. I mean, the most compelling statistic I saw from McKinsey's Global AI survey, it kind of hits you right out of the gate. Organizations that successfully scale AI, they're reporting profit margins up to, get this, 20% higher than their competitors.
20%.
Yeah. That is a massive competitive gap. And it sort of defines the beginning of what these researchers are calling the intelligent era.
It totally reframes it, doesn't it? It frames AI not just as some technology you buy off the shelf, but as a strategic imperative, much like, say, electricity or the internet were for previous generations. It's a core capability you just have to master.
Okay. Let's unpack the how then. That 20% jump is huge. What's the biggest practical difference between a company that's maybe just running a few pilot projects, dipping their toes in, and one that actually sees that kind of profit leap?
Yeah, good question. It really boils down to alignment and clarity of purpose. Isolated experiments can be interesting, sure, but they rarely deliver those concrete business outcomes. You just can't treat an AI project like some technical curiosity anymore. The strategy has got to link directly to specific, measurable, strategic business goals.
Right. So instead of asking, hey, can we build a neural network for our sales data, like a tech question, you're focusing on asking, can we use predictive personalization to actually increase customer lifetime value by, say, 10%? That shift in mindset, moving from being technology-driven to outcome-driven, that seems absolutely crucial.
Precisely. That's the heart of it. And there are other examples of successful outcomes cited in the report. Things like drastically reducing operational costs through intelligent automation or enhancing decision-making with real-time analytics, even innovating entirely new products that are powered by AI insights. When these projects tend to fail, it's often because they lacked that clear outcome-driven alignment right from the start.
Makes sense. And of course, the best strategy in the world is pretty useless if the underlying fuel, the data, is unusable. The research really stresses that data is the absolute foundation, like the foundation of every single AI system. Why is investing in that data infrastructure, the cleaning, integrating, securing, why is that still such a massive hurdle for so many organizations?
Well, frankly, because it's hard. It's messy work. It's not glamorous, but it's completely non-negotiable. Poor data hygiene. It just guarantees unreliable AI outputs. Simple as that. But, the strategic imperative now, it goes beyond just quality. It's really about governance.
Governance. Okay, so you mean things like compliance with global privacy regulations, like GDPR, CCPA, all that stuff?
Yes, that's part of it, but it's actually more. While compliance is, of course, essential, you want to avoid massive fines and regulatory headaches. Robust data governance frameworks are strategic. They build trust. They ensure the long-term ethical applicability of your AI systems. So that early focused investment, it basically secures your right to operate your AI globally, responsibly.
Okay, so if clean, well-governed data is the fuel, then the organizational structure, that's like the engine that has to handle it, right? You can't just buy AI software. You have to actually build an AI-driven culture. And that organizational shift, it really has to start at the very top, doesn't it?
Absolutely. The research is really clear on this. Executive leadership, the C-suite, they must foster a culture of innovation and, importantly, continuous learning. If the top brass isn't visibly championing experimentation and also accepting some calculated risk, well, implementation just stalls out. instantly.
But hang on, that sounds very top-down. What about the friction, that inevitably happens maybe in the middle layers? How do successful companies handle the managers, the employees who might feel like their roles are being actively threatened by this new technology? It can't just be a simple mandate from the top, surely.
No, you're right, it's not. And that's the real test of change management, isn't it? The leading companies, they tackle this head on, this replacement fear. They focus on augmentation, not substitution. That's the key word. They define the goal as achieving enhanced insight, better accuracy stuff that neither humans nor machines could really reach alone. And this requires fostering widespread AI literacy. Employees across the board need to understand, at least basically, the function and capabilities of AI, so they start to view it as a powerful co-pilot, not as something coming for their job.
I love that term the industry often uses, collaborative intelligence. It paints that picture of a partnership, doesn't it? Where human creativity and ingenuity combine with machine intelligence to solve complex problems faster, more effectively. It's not human versus machine, it's human with machine.
Exactly. And that collaborative mindset, it feeds directly into what might be the most critical pillar for long-term strategic success: responsible AI. As AI becomes more and more integral to decision-making right across society, we just have to have clear rules of the road.
Yeah, and this is where it gets really interesting and maybe a bit thorny. When AI starts making decisions that can genuinely alter lives, things like determining access to credit or maybe offering medical diagnostics, the scrutiny over bias, fairness, accountability, it just skyrockets. So why is implementing an ethical framework now seen as a strategic imperative rather than, just a good PR move?
Because the risk of getting it wrong is simply too high. Without that framework, you face huge reputational damage, potentially crippling regulatory fines, and crucially, the real danger of creating or even amplifying systemic bias. A sustainable strategy, it just requires transparency in how algorithms work and actively ensuring diversity in your datasets to prevent skewed, unfair outcomes. And we're seeing the big players react. Global leaders like Microsoft, Google, IBM, they've all set up internal AI ethics committees. This isn't niche anymore. It's becoming standard practice for serious risk management.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. We've talked strategy, culture, ethics.
You are listening to the AI World Podcast, your trusted source for the latest innovations, insights, and trends in artificial intelligence, blockchain, fintech, and decentralized technologies. Each episode features expert interviews, engaging discussions, and in-depth analysis of how AI transforms industries worldwide. Stay ahead of the curve with the latest articles and exclusive reports from the AI World Journal, covering everything from emerging technologies to industry breakthroughs. For more news, global events, and access to AI World Society circle gatherings, visit us at aiworld.tv. Don't forget to subscribe to stay informed, stay connected, and be part of the AI revolution with AI World Lounge. Thank you for listening.
Let's move to the tangible payoff. We need some concrete, memorable examples for you listening. What are the measurable results that really drive the point home?
Yeah, the measurable impact is where you see the transformation in core business processes.
Yeah.
It's happening everywhere. In finance, for instance, AI is now crucial for things like fraud detection, algorithmic trading. That leads directly to reduced risk, better compliance. In healthcare, we're talking about potentially massive leaps in diagnostics and really accelerating drug discovery.
And in the retail world, it feels like it's just pure hyper-efficiency now, from those recommendation engines everyone sees to really sophisticated inventory forecasting. AI's ability to spot complex patterns, automate decisions, it just allows these businesses to operate smarter, faster, and frankly, with dramatically fewer errors than human-only systems could manage.
Exactly. And the quantitative case studies, they're probably the most powerful arguments. Take the financial sector, for example. The report mentions a major global bank. They deployed AI risk assessment tools, and they saw their fraud detection accuracy improve by a staggering 34%. 34%.
Wow.
And critically, at the same time, they cut the manual review time needed for those suspicious transactions by 60%.
Wait, hang on. A 34% accuracy jump and cutting manual review time by 60%? That's incredible. That's not just improving the margins. That's freeing up skilled people from really tedious review tasks, letting them focus on higher value strategic work. That sounds like a true augmentation success story.
It is. That's the goal, right? Or look at the supply chain world. Another example,
Yeah.
an international retailer. They use AI to optimize their operations,
Yeah.
specifically by predicting customer demand much more accurately. They managed to reduce excess inventory, costly stuff, just sitting idle in warehouses by 22%. And simultaneously, they increase their on-time deliveries by 15%. That kind of optimization, it drives millions straight back to the bottom line.
22% less waste, 15% better service, huge impact. And maybe the most impactful case study you mentioned is in biotech.
Yeah, I think so. A firm implemented machine learning models specifically for drug discovery and development. By leveraging AI to just churn through and analyze massive data sets more than humans ever could, they were able to cut the entire R&D cycle for finding new compounds from an average of 5 years down to just 2.
5 years to 2, that's speed. It's truly revolutionary, not just for market dominance, but for actual patient outcomes.
Yeah, absolutely. But those results, while compelling, they are, let's be honest, still outliers in many sectors. We probably need a bit of a reality check here. What are the main practical hurdles stopping every organization from achieving this kind of scale right now?
Yeah, good point. The challenges seem to mostly fall into the 3 big categories we've already touched upon, right? Poor data quality and integration, for one, we talked about that. If you feed the machine garbage, well, you get unreliable insights back.
That's definitely hurdle number one, data quality and integration. It's persistent. The second is the ongoing global talent shortage, finding and keeping skilled AI engineers, data scientists. They're scarce. They're expensive resources. It's tough competition out there.
Right, big challenge. And the third, seems like it always comes up with big changes, is just human resistance. Or maybe a lack of effective change management. Getting a whole organization to adopt new systems, especially ones that feel disruptive, even if they're highly effective, it takes intense leadership, real effort.
True. These hurdles are real.
Right.
But they are being tackled and sometimes bypassed by the leading edge of the technology itself. We are starting to move beyond just simple task automation now towards, well, autonomous decision-making systems. Systems capable of managing really complex operations in real time.
Okay, that progression is fascinating. What are the emerging trends the research points to that are already shaping that future? They cite generative AI. I mean, for design, content creation, we see that exploding everywhere now. But let's clarify the others mentioned. What exactly is cognitive automation? How is that different from the standard robotic process automation, RPA?
Good question. RPA typically handles very defined, repetitive, rules-based tasks. Click here, copy this, paste there. Cognitive automation integrates AI reasoning into that process. So it can handle exceptions, it can learn from unstructured data like emails or documents, and it can make decisions without needing explicit, step-by-step human pre-programming for every scenario. It basically adds intelligence and adaptability on top of the standard automation stack.
Got it, as the thinking part. And the third major trend mentioned was edge AI. Why is processing data locally on the device itself right at the edge? Why is that becoming so critical for future AI systems?
It mainly addresses 2 core needs: speed and security, or privacy. Local processing, say on a smart camera, a sensor on a factory floor, maybe even in a vehicle, it means you get real-time insights and decision-making. You don't have that latency delay of sending data up to a central cloud and waiting for a response. And it's also crucial for data privacy and security, especially when you're dealing with sensitive information that maybe shouldn't leave the device or the local premises. So if we kind of tie all these threads back together, look at the bigger picture. This transformation we're discussing is not just a minor shift. It's huge. The research we looked at projects that AI is said to contribute over $15.7 trillion to the global economy by 2030. Trillion. The organizations that are seriously preparing today, investing strategically, they're positioning themselves to capture the lion's share of that growth.
Okay, so if we synthesize all this down, the core insight seems crystal clear. AI isn't just nice to have anymore. It's the defining competitive capability of modern business. It absolutely has to be treated as a strategic pillar, championed right from the C-suite, backed by those clear, outcome-driven goals we talked about, and supported by serious, ongoing investment in the people, the data infrastructure, and, crucially, ethical governance.
So what does this all mean for you listening? The research really concludes that the intelligent enterprise of the future, it's not one that just uses AI occasionally here and there. No, it's one that fundamentally thinks, acts, and evolves through AI. It's embedded fully right across every function.
An intelligent enterprise is basically an AI-augmented enterprise, top to bottom.
Indeed. And, as we just discussed, the industry right now is heavily focused on establishing governance frameworks, ethical committees, trying to manage AI risks today. But if the future really does involve AI moving towards these truly autonomous decision-making systems capable of managing incredibly complex operations, maybe in real time, well, that raises a pretty significant question for you to maybe mull over.
What level of accountability, what kind of legal responsibility will those global ethics committees we have today ultimately be able to enforce when a critical decision is made autonomously, perhaps in milliseconds, by an AI? It's maybe the ultimate governance challenge emerging in this new intelligent era.
The future of artificial intelligence is unfolding, and it's happening at AI World Week, the flagship global event for innovation, collaboration, and transformation. This flagship global AI event is designed to connect visionary leaders, trailblazing entrepreneurs, and influential thinkers to explore the endless possibilities of AI. Experience groundbreaking technology that redefines industries and inspires progress. Join thought-provoking discussions on ethical AI, digital equity, and the transformative role of technology in our world. Build meaningful connections that catalyze innovation and drive impact. AI World Week is powered by AI World Society, a global movement dedicated to advancing AI responsibly and ensuring it serves humanity. Together, we're shaping a smarter, more inclusive, and equitable future. Continue your journey beyond the event with the AI World Journal, offering expert insights, in-depth analysis, and the latest trends shaping the AI landscape. This is your opportunity to lead, to innovate, and to transform the world with AI. AI World Week. We invite you to join us and embrace the AI revolution.